Today I'm going to show you how a technical or non-technical person can train a Connotate agent to monitor and extract press releases from the IBM website. If you're HP, Xerox, or CSC, it might be important for you to monitor this page so that you can keep tabs on product, financial, or client information, client announcements that are being published by them. So what I'm going to do is I simply open the IBM press release page in Connotate's Agent Studio custom browser. Now, our custom browser ensures the complete rendering of the page, including all Ajax and JavaScript that wouldn't normally be visible to you. And it truly ensures that all the information on the web page is accessible to you for training, simply by clicking and navigating on the elements in the page. Now, you can see that this single page for the press releases has the date and the headline. So what we're going to do is do a web page extract. You can either create a schema on the fly, or you can pick one that already exists within the Agent Studio. In this case, I'm going to pick one. And now it's a simple process of identifying elements on the screen. This is a date. The first click always highlights everything. This is our patented technology at work. It's learning. Now I just do a series of clicks to identify things that are important to me or things that are irrelevant to me. And it's this series of clicks that will allow me to train my agent. Got a few more things here that are irrelevant. And I'm going to go through and pick a few more things that are important. And it's just this pattern recognition of where things are on the page in relationship to each other that makes our technology understand the content of the page. So now it looks like my agent is pretty well trained. It looks like I have all the dates and all the headlines. But there's a few ways for you to confirm that. One is to look on the left here, and you'll see that there are 20 headlines and 20 dates. That's one way to confirm that my agent seems to be trained well. For a more technical person, you can hit this preview button here, and what you're going to see is the hierarchical representation that shows the parent-child-sibling relationship of the data that's going to be extracted. Either way is acceptable, and either way confirms that your training looks like it's pretty complete. Now, this is good information, but what would be better would be to get the information behind the headline link. So what we're going to do is we're going to get details. Now what happens here is I'm using my same schema, but it's asking me which element should I be following, and that's the headline. I'm going to follow the headline on a click, so it's a headline link, and I'm going to generate the set of all the press releases that are behind this list. Now I have that whole press release content in my browser, and all I'm going to do is another web page extract, so that now I can get the full story to accompany the dates and headlines I've identified on that initial page. I'm going to pick the same schema, and now I'm just going to start training what the text is, what the full story is. And I go through the same process of identifying things on the page that are important to me or that are irrelevant to me. And as I scroll down, I take a look and see that my agent looks like it's pretty well trained. And I'm saying it's trained because I'm getting everything from the publication location and date all the way down to just about the contact information. That's the full story. That's what I want. Now remember we clicked on Generate Set? What that did was that took all the other press releases behind the links and generated those as well into my browser. So now I'm just going to test a few of them. And this is machine learning in action. You can see that the training I just did on the other page was applied to this page. It's a different page than the one you just saw. And it looks like it's trained well. Everything from the publication location and date all the way down to the contact information. Nothing odd on the page. Nothing else is highlighted to be included in what my agent's going to pull back. Let's just check another one. Again, you're going to see now it's going to apply the training. I did nothing. I just opened the page. Oh, in this case, it's great. It's even going to get the image that's part of that story. Oh, but it seemed to have an extra piece of information here. So I'll just get rid of that and take another second and train the rest of that content again. But it looks like it took it. So since it did that, let's just test one more. And the training has been applied. Publication, location, and date. All the way down to just about the contact information, and it didn't pull anything from there on in. All right, looks good. So even though there's a total of 20 pages back there, I tested 3 or 4, and I feel confident that my agent is going to be fine now. So I'm going to save my agent to my machine here. And then I'm going to actually run my agent. Now, the act of running the agent in Agent Studio lets us test it out to ensure that the results that it's going to bring back when I put it into production are going to come back nicely. This will just give me a sample of what I'd be getting. As long as it comes back in a nice structured format here, everything's going to be fine when I go into production. That all happens in Agent Library. We're not going into Library today. Agent Library is, however, where you can turn things on like change detection. It's where you can go in and decide that you want to schedule this agent to run every day at 2 p.m. It's where you can go in and put in any other type of interaction that might have to do with dynamic elements on the page. Say you're going to have to pass in some login credentials or fill in something in a search field. Those are all things that you would be doing in Agent Library, as well as you would be managing the agents that you've built. Now, we've just gotten the results, and as you can see, it defaults directly to the hierarchical child-sibling relationship again of the data. This is great for a technical person. They're going to understand that everything seems to have the right relationship. But we also get an HTML table. This HTML table illustrates that everything is coming back in a nice, cleanly structured format. We have a column for date, a column for headline, and a column that gives us the text of the full story. Go to the next one, date, headline, full story. And it continues, date, headline, full story throughout the rest of the example that came in. We know the agent is running well. There's also a sample of the XML that comes through. And the XML is for those who require this format of the results so that they can pass it to the agent in another system or workflow. But again, just another way that the results are going to be shown to you or delivered to you in the future. So that's it. That's how a technical or non-technical person uses Agent Studio to train a Connotate agent to identify, monitor, and extract content from a web page. It's a relatively simple concept that I trust was illustrated pretty well in this demonstration. And hopefully, walking you through an agent training helps convey the process and level of technical expertise required to interact with the Connotate web data extraction platform.